All right, guys. So today, we got to talk about something that, in my opinion, has left me speechless. Right? I really don't know what to say or to think about this situation at all. Okay. Quite honestly, I have more questions than answers. I got more questions than answers. Okay. But I want to talk about it because it is truly fascinating stuff. It really is. I'm catching that first rocket, Elon Musk. I'm catching that rocket to Mars, and we're gonna start over. And we're gonna do this right. But until then, we got to discuss this, okay? As a transgender man who gave birth to his son criticizes medical staff for calling him mother and claims that it is, quote, important to stop automatically linking pregnancy with being a woman. So this transgender man, who's biologically a woman, is complaining about a medical staff because they keep referring to them as a mother. And they want people to stop linking being pregnant with being a woman. I really don't understand, because only biological women can give birth, and they're referring to you as that because that's what you are. You're a biological woman, whether you want to be one or not, right? It's really that simple. But let's read here, because this story right here, I mean, it really blows my mind. A father has complained that nurses insisted on calling them mom during their pregnancy despite being a man. Bennett Kaspar-Williams, 37, from Los Angeles, first realized they were trans around 10 years ago in 2011, but didn't begin their transition until 3 years later. Then 6 years later, in 2017, he found Malik, his future husband, who he married in 2019. The couple decided they wanted to have children and weighed the options available to them because it meant Bennett stopping the testosterone hormone therapy they'd been on for several years to enable their ovaries to function. Bennett, who has had surgery on the top half of their body but not on their genitalia, eventually decided that they would be comfortable trying to conceive and carrying a child. They fell pregnant naturally soon after they started trying, and the couple welcomed their son Hudson via cesarean section in October 2020. All right, so this is Bennett, okay, and Bennett is pregnant, okay. Now Bennett has a problem with the hospital referring to them as a mother, even though they are pregnant, and pregnancy is associated with being a mother and motherhood. And this is Bennett when Bennett was younger. Okay, this is when Bennett was identifying as a girl. Okay, and I guess Bennett was a tomboy. And this is Bennett when Bennett gave birth. Okay, and this is Bennett's husband. Okay, this is Bennett's husband. This guy right here. Okay, I wonder what he identifies as. Well, what does he call himself? Right? If you are a man that dates a transgender man, are you straight? Right? Is that how that works? Because that's biologically a woman, and I guess at that point, you know, I don't know. Guys, I just don't understand. I'm just confused, right? I'm very, very confused how that works. How does a man dating a transgender man work? Like, are you attracted to, I guess, more masculine women? Because the genitalia here on this trans man is you know, that of a woman. So I wonder what would prompt you to want to be in a relationship. Who knows? Maybe it's personality. Maybe I'm not fully educated on how this whole gender fluidity thing works. Again, I'm just, you know, I got more questions than answers for this story, okay? I really do, right? It truly does. It blows my mind, okay? 2 years after beginning hormone treatment in the summer of 2015, Bennett had surgery to remove their breast, paying $5,000 for the procedure. Recalling how it took the operation to make them realize how unhappy they was about having female breasts, they said, quote, "It was really liberating. I had this feeling that it was something that I needed to do, but I never had a self-hatred of my breasts like some trans people. Quote, I had no dysmorphia about certain body parts and still don't. But I never could have anticipated what a relief it would be to find them gone. It was a huge weight off my shoulders. So again, this is another picture of Bennett as a younger person. Again, seems like a tomboy type. That's the end of the surgical road. When it comes to my transitioning though, bottom half surgery is off the table. I had no dysmorphia with that part of my body. Wait. So you are complaining about hospital staff referring to you as, you know, a woman, okay, as a mother. However, the only thing that you really changed is that you've taken some hormones and you've cut off your breast. You still have the genitalia that is a defining feature of being a woman, but you're upset because the hospital is still referring to you as such, basically based off the fact that you still have this genitalia and you were born a woman. Okay, I mean, I'm just saying, this is interesting. However, carrying and giving birth to his own child was not a straightforward decision for Bennett. I always knew it was a possibility that my body might achieve pregnancy, but it wasn't something I ever wanted to do until I learned how to separate the function of my body from any notions of gender, said Bennett. I'm not necessarily sure that that's how it works. I'm not necessarily sure if you can do that. Once I learned to think about my body as a tool and not a collection of gender stereotypes, I realized that I could be the person I wanted to be and bring a child into the world. Now, again, I got questions. Because, again, this person said, I have no dysmorphia about my genitalia, which is traditionally a genitalia of a woman, okay? And this person is also, this person also got pregnant, gave birth. In order to do that, they had intercourse with the man, okay? So, again, what really is separating you? What function are you serving that a regular woman, a traditional woman is not serving? I really don't understand. You got pregnant, you had a kid, and you did this with a man, a biological man. Those are all functions of being a woman. Those are all the traditional roles of being a woman. I really don't understand. The only thing that's different is the fact that you don't have breasts and you're taking hormones to grow a beard and to be more masculine. Again, my issue here is really the fact that they're upset that the hospital staff is referring to you as a woman, even though you're basically serving all the biological functions in the role that women serve. And I guess it would work the same way if it was the other way around. If it was a transgender woman who still had male genitalia, I would imagine that the hospital would probably treat them as a male and refer to them as such because that's their biology. And it probably makes it easier and less confusing to do their job when they refer to you as such, considering how medicine and practicing medicine, biology is essential to that. So again, I don't understand how you can really be upset with this, okay? I don't understand how you can be upset with this. But let's read more here. No one can ever really know whether having children is possible until you try. Being born with a uterus doesn't make conceiving or carrying a certainty. That's why it's so important that we stop defining womanhood in terms of motherhood, because it's a false equivalency that all women can become mothers, that all mothers carry children, or that all people who carry children are mothers. Well, I mean, listen, all women can't necessarily become mothers, so they're correct about that. All mothers can't necessarily carry children either, okay? However, that is purely because of science and technological innovation, which is based on biology, by the way, right? Something that a lot of people are trying to make irrelevant, that really, you can't make that irrelevant. That is relevant to the function of giving birth. And they also say that all people who carry children are mothers. Now, I guess what this person is trying to say here is that not all people who carry children are mothers. Now, that doesn't mean that they're fathers either, right? That don't mean that they're fathers. It just simply means that, again, because of science and technological innovation, not because of anything natural, that there are women who can carry another woman's fertilized egg, again, because of science, and they may give birth to the child, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they're their biological mother, right? So I'm just saying, I mean, they're kind of correct here, but at the same time, that doesn't necessarily mean that they are fathers, right? Men, fathers, cannot give birth, right? I mean, that's just, it is what it is. If you are giving birth to somebody, then you're a mother by definition. And I don't understand why you're trying to change that. What is the point of trying to change that? Why should, the world have to adopt to your worldview when we've already kind of figured these things out, right? This is what the biology is, okay? And even if you don't get it right, even if you're uncomfortable with it, even if you're offended by it, I don't understand why do you want to put that pressure on the rest of the world to adopt to something that's so rare, right? This is not something we see all the time. Again, you have the right to live your life and to be who you want to be, right? I'm not going to try to get in the way of that. However, I think that, people should have respect enough to give other people that same courtesy. Don't try to impose your lifestyle on other people in regards to making people refer to you as something, especially in a medical setting, that simply is just really not convenient or efficient. Really, when you're talking about trying to treat somebody, right? It's really that simple. I can imagine a whole lot of confusion by referring to somebody as a male that is actually a biological woman. I can imagine how that can create a whole lot of confusion in the doctor's office, in the hospital. But let's read more here. None of those things are universally true. Bennett found out they was pregnant in March 2020 after falling pregnant naturally without medical intervention other than coming off hormones. Ain't it amazing how that works? When you come off the scientific innovations, right, your body does what it naturally does. Okay, kind of crazy. But their elation was soon tinged with worry caused by the pandemic. We had only been trying a short while, so we expected the process to take longer than it did, said Bennett. This was just a week before we went into lockdown here in March 2020, so my spirits were pretty quickly replaced by anxiety around the pandemic and how I would keep myself and my baby safe. All right, so this is more pictures of them. I mean, they look like a happy couple, right? I'm happy for you. Happy that you found love. And now I think about it, who knows? Maybe it's a personality thing. Maybe it's a personality thing. Who knows? They gave birth via cesarean section in October 2020, having a beautiful baby boy named Hudson. But while in the hospital, Bennett says they was constantly misgendered, even with a beard and a flat chest. Just because you have a beard and a flat chest, that doesn't necessarily make you a man, right? There are plenty of women out there with beards and flat chests because they were born that way, right? There are plenty of women out here that got beards. They just shave them, okay? They just shave them. And plenty of them that got flat chests too. Again, those are not defining features of being a woman, but the one feature that is defining of being a woman, for whatever reason, this person decided that they wanted to keep that. Again, I just got more questions than answers, okay? The only thing that made me dysmorphic about my pregnancy was the misgendering that happened to me when I was getting medical care for my pregnancy, they said. The business of pregnancy, and yes, I say business because the entire situation of pregnancy care in America is centered around selling this concept of motherhood. It's so entwined with gender that it is hard to escape being misgendered. Well, I mean, again, the thing is a biological function, okay? And it is a way that we refer to people in language, okay? It's a way that we refer to biology. It's really hard to change that. Again, I can imagine the confusion if you tried to change those things around to accommodate people. Again, I think that this is one of those situations where you could just, take a step back and say, you know what? This is a traditional society and I need to conform, okay? I need to conform. I think that's what this person should do, in my opinion, right? Even with the full beard, a flat chest, and a male gender marker on all my identification, people cannot help but default to calling me mom, mother, or ma'am. That was what made me dysmorphic. Nothing about being pregnant felt feminine to me. In fact, I think carrying a child isolated due to the pandemic and facing all the hospitals and appointments alone was the absolute toughest, bravest thing I've ever done. Nothing feels stronger than being able to say I'm a dad who created my own child. I mean, a part of being a dad, okay, is not having a beard and a flat chest. Okay, being a dad, you have to have the lived experience of actually being a man. Okay, and that has a biological function as well. Okay, it is what it is. In my opinion, that's just my opinion. They say the best thing about being a dad is seeing Hudson share his new discoveries. When he discovers he can do something new and runs over and to me shouting "Dada," that is my best moment, said Bennett. He added that it's beautiful to see how unclouded children are by prejudice. Children are these amazing beings that don't see the world with the same bias and preconceptions that humans do, that adults do, said Bennett. Well, here's the thing. I guarantee you in normal situations, and this is kind of why society is the way it is, that most children are going to see themselves as their birth sex. That's the way they're going to see themselves. And that's the way they're going to assimilate in society. And that happens for a reason. Yes, there are some people in 2021 that are different, okay? But we naturally identify, okay, with our genders that we have at birth for a reason. Okay, to my son, there's nothing more natural and normal than having Dada and Papa. And when he's old enough, he will also come to know that Dada was the one who carried him and took care of him so he could come into this world. Children see love, they see patience, they see commitment. My son will no doubt accept that he came from me, just as he accepts all the other love and beauty around him with open arms. All right, so yeah, like I said, man, I just got more questions than answers. And in my opinion, guys, again, this is just another example of, people who, again, I have no issues with how you want to live your life. I'm not trying to really interfere with all that. But it seems like some people, they want to impose their worldview on other folks, right? They want the hospital to change up the way they do things, right? Which is, again, biology. Okay, that is essential to medicine. Okay, men and women are biologically different. You have to treat them different. And language is a part of that. Okay, language is a part of making sure that you're getting that person the right medicines. Okay, that you're treating them right, that you're doing things for them that are appropriate for people that were born with a certain genitalia and certain hormones. It's really that simple. So you can't be mad at the doctors for simply abiding by that and doing that, because that probably makes their job a whole lot easier. And honestly, it probably is safer for you, right? It's probably safer for you. So again, I don't understand, the outrage here to the point where you have to do an op-ed or get some article written in the Daily Mail to express your frustration about doctors and medical staff misgendering you, when they're simply trying to do their job. They're trying to make sure that you have a safe pregnancy, okay? That's what they're trying to do. But hey, it is what it is, man. Again, like I said, I have more questions than answers. But let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.